How's everybody going? How's everything going? This is Brandon Trapp. Uh, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to my channel, uh, from the depths of a sinner. This is a very good platform, um, and it's not a Bible study, although we'll be covering topics of the Bible, but it's more of a day-to-day relation with people. I want this to be a form of things that people have going on in their lives. Um, just recently, someone very, very close to me um, was contemplating suicide. And I put a video up on my old channel about suicide and how rampant it is these days and how things should be taken serious when dealing in that vein. Um, First off, let me tell you a little bit about me. My name is Brandon Trapp. Uh, Typical black male, raised in the south side of Greensboro, Smith Homes to be exact, Harrison Homes. Came up, the long way. One too wild, one too crazy. But it's something about places like that instills something great in you as well. We are not all castaways or in the streets and in the clubs, and all of us not like that. Early on in my life, I had an interest in God. I have some very close friends that even when we were that young, we would sit and talk about God. One in particular, Melvin, my boy, we would sit and talk about God at a young age. That being said, I enlisted into the military in the Navy, September 18, 2001, a week after 9/11. I'm going to Great Lakes, Illinois for boot camp. Crazy time, that day actually is the day I got saved. I got saved because I was terrified. I got saved because I was scared of what may happen, when I got over there. So it really wasn't in the right reasons, like doing soul searching. But when I said the prayer, I completely believed what I was saying to be true. Went to Great Lake, Illinois. After I finished boot camp, go to Norfolk, Virginia. And I was in Norfolk for 5 years. But as soon as I got to Norfolk, I got to Norfolk in December. January we surged. We went over seas to war. I was 19 and signing my will at 19. It was tough. It was tough because life then started to become real. It becomes real. Like you can actually die. Like some people join for just 4 years, want to get out. Some join for college money. That was me. I wanted college money. Some join just for a paycheck. But when they say, hey, you might not ever see your mom again, you might not ever see your sisters or brothers again, that's when life get real. So, I'm sailed over there. God was with us. We had missiles shot at our ship. Had things going on, but He covered us. He covered us. I made it back. Matter of fact, we made it back and we did another tour in 2006. We left again. So it just was it was a trying time, but it was also a building time. Even though I got back and did my share of drinking and running around with with women and living everything but holy. A lot of times God would chime in and remind me what he saved me from, or what he kept me from. But so time goes on. I get married. Around the end of my first enlistment. So around the time I got married when I was 22. Very young. That she was young as well. We was babies getting married, which I will cover in another session. But it was trying and tough on us both. Neither one of us knew how to be where we needed to be to the other. Especially me. So, had my first child, Destiny, my baby. Had her first 2005. January 17th. Matter of fact, I wanted to make it a point to be there for her. I always said that, ever since I was younger, if I have a kid, I want to be there for my first kid's birth. And we'll get into that later. But she's the Navy took that from me. We were going underway, and I was just asking to stay behind. We left January 10th, 2005, and on the 9th, I was like, hey, is there any way I can stay behind? Because my daughter is supposed to be here. She's supposed to be born the 14th. They're like, well, if you get a Red Cross message, this is the words from their mouth, we'll let you go. So I get the Red Cross message. I get 1, I get 2, I get 3. I'm still on the ship. They didn't let me leave. So, of course, my anger set in. I basically didn't do my job that whole time till we pulled back in. We got back. My daughter was already, I believe she was 2 weeks old or a week old. She was still very young, but just the opportunity of me seeing her born had been taken from me. So it started forming a resentment towards the military. Years fast forward, I leave Norfolk. I do 5 years in Norfolk. 06 December, I get to recruiting in Rock Hill, South Carolina. A recruiter in Rock Hill for 4 years. I love that. I love it too. I recruited for 4 years, and after my 4 years, I went to Mayport, Florida. That's where I finished my close to 12 years out. So that's a little bit of my military background. On my completion of the military, I had 2 more children. So now I have 3. Gabriel, my little king, and Desiree, my little princess. I had my 2 youngest kids back to back when I got out. A blessing. Came at a time where life was just in disarray. But I'm mentioning all this because all that I encountered or I went through, and continue to go through, it's so easy to dismiss reasons why we go through stuff. It's easy to cast it off like we go through this because I did this in the past, or we go through this because I did. I have a strong belief that we go through things because that's our intentions. That's not our intention. That's God's intention for us. Like he knows. It's like a weight trainer. A weight trainer coming in the weight room looking like Pee Wee Herman. And his intentions is to get strong. Now, if he goes to every machine, he worked that machine fervently. Like he worked he do it, the form is right, and it's constant repetition. There's no way possible that person can't get stronger. It's not scientifically correct if you don't get stronger. We have plateaus we hit, all my weightlifting people, athletes, we have things we hit that, you hit a plateau, you gotta work a little harder to get through that plateau. But as a whole, you have to get stronger. There's no a way around it. You work that process, you're gonna get stronger. So the same thing with God. He puts his strongest people in position, and he puts stuff on you. Now, I like to reference Job in the Bible. A lot of people look at that story like he went through so much. Like, I can't take it. When his wife said, curse God and die, how many of y'all wouldn't take that opt out? Like she on your side, like, might as well. I'm going through hell, literally. Like, I'm going through it. I'm losing everything. I lost everything. How many people were just like, yeah, man, But he seen something far past her. That's what amazes me. That's what amazes me. A person, we can wrestle. It's not a channel. I'm be wrestling back and forth with beliefs. No, because I got to settle persuasion. Like nobody can persuade me otherwise. I am narrow-minded in that. So, but if a person that sees something far greater than themselves, like people were dying in the name of Christ, like Has anybody ever died in your name? No. These people believe so much in this person. Were they hallucinate? Possibly. But then you have to say it's a possibility. There's a flying elephants around. It's possibilities all around. But for that many people to believe in something and be willing to die for it, I just think that's profound. It's profound. Okay, but that's a little thing off that. But the thing I wanted to address today is depression and suicide. Depression and suicide, they coincide. A lot of people, they feel they don't have an outlet, or they feel embarrassed to say anything about suicidal thoughts or intentions, or attempts. People have tried to do it, maybe not have achieved what they was trying to do. But there's no good in coming to that. Life is a struggle. It's a battle. I've been in the trenches. I posted on Facebook earlier, and this past year was deafening to me. Went through a divorce. A lot happens. You lose everything. But God has a way of He has a way of doing stuff. He not gonna bring you to it. You hear a lot of older saints, people that's been around for a long time. He's not gonna bring you to it. He's not gonna bring you through it. He's gonna bring you if he presented that obstacle, for one, just like Job, Satan had to go to God to ask permission to do Job that way. That's amazing. So if he had to go to your Creator and ask, and your Creator gave him okay, that means that the Creator knows He got you still, regardless of what the devil do in your life. I'm still in control of this. And people will say, well, why would a loving God do that? It's a good question. That's a good question. Why would a football coach make you train in spring training? What's the point of spring training? Why can't you just show up to the game? Why can't you just, or why LeBron James has to practice? Like I was saying, practice. Why? Just it's the same thing. Practice. You practice in your faith. You strengthen your faith. The more the devil hits you, the more you hit back. The more you get hit, you hit back. You don't think that develops strength? That develops something strong in you. That develops something strong. God is not to be. I would never find myself mocking him. Never. I'm a sinner. This channel is titled "From the Desk of a Sinner," meaning I know and I'm well aware of who I am. I'm well aware of it. I'm a sinner. With that being said, we can't just fall asleep on the page. God's not through with us. He's not through with us at all. No. If any time to bind together and reach out to someone who's lost or hurt or broken, it's now. Suicide is running rampant. And that's only a tactic of the enemy. It's only a tactic of the enemy. That's it. So without life, nothing else exists. Once your life is over, it's you waiting till that time. But you got to do everything in this sinful skin, this costume you're wearing. You got to do everything you can to appease him. That's if you believe. You don't believe, that's another subject we can have. But if you're a believer, you have a power that he granted you. Like the same power he walked on water with is inside of you. That's crazy. That's crazy. No matter what you've done, you give your life over to Christ. No matter what you've done, you have that same power in you.